Hello, my name is Steketee, and right now I'd like you to imagine yourself at a college party and you're offered an unfamiliar device that you haven't seen before, and you're told that it tastes amazing and it'll help to relieve your stress and it feels really great. But what you don't know about this unfamiliar device is that it also leads to a lot of health risks and also addiction. So while this is almost impossible to avoid on a college campus, it's also crucial to understand some of those health risks that are associated with it and some of the uncertainty that also comes with it. So today I aim to inform you a little bit more about the background and history of vaping, its rise in popularity, and some of the health risks that come with it. The first e-cigarette was introduced in China in 2003. And after its rise in popularity there, it was sold in large quantities across the internet, and the first e-cigarette or vape was introduced in America in 2007. So it was kind of introduced in a way to ease off of regular cigarettes after they were presumed to be dangerous. And according to the article, Putting Teen Vaping in Perspective, Steketee says that on a toxicological level, they are less hazardous than regular cigarettes. It was kind of seen... Its rise in popularity came from the fact that it was a healthier alternative that kind of serves the same purpose of smoking a cigarette. And according to Public Health Ontario, vapes are still relatively new, and they have evolving designs and ingredients and brands and shapes and sizes. So that makes it kind of hard to pinpoint one dangerous effect or one dangerous ingredient just because it's not the same across the board. And that assortment of designs and ingredients and flavors wasn't done on accident. That was a way to pinpoint younger audiences into being consumers, into rising those sales and the production levels. And according to the UCSF Center for Tobacco Control, between 2009 and 2020, the production of e-cigarettes increased at an annual rate of 115%. So to put that into perspective a little bit more for you, here's a pie graph. You can see that this is what teens say is in their e-cigarettes. Right here, you can see that 13.7% don't even know what they're consuming, what they're vaping. And 66% say that they're just vaping flavoring. And the problem lies in the fact that teens don't always know. What they say versus what they know is a lot different. So while they think they might just be vaping flavoring, there can be a lot of dangerous chemicals and toxins in that. And also nicotine is a really addictive chemical that is what is present in a lot of vapes to make it addictive to consumers. And according to the Johns Hopkins Medicine Center, nicotine has been found to be just as addictive as cocaine or heroin. So that kind of puts it into perspective that this addiction can lead to a lot more serious health risks just because you're using it more frequently and you're exposed to it more often. And in order to make these vapes more addictive, the production companies have to use dangerous chemicals in order to make them more addictive to keep those sales up and to keep consumers buying. And according to the Yale University School of Medicine, vapes have been found to have dangerous levels of vitamin E acetate, pesticides, and hydrogen cyanide. So you can kind of see some of those dangerous ingredients that if you're just vaping, you might not know about it. And as these more statistical health risks are found with time as more people are using them, and you can see a lot more frequent injuries happening. The most common injury we've seen is lung injuries. And according to the CDC, in February 2020, they recorded a total of 2,807 patients that were hospitalized with the vaping-associated lung injury. That's according to the American Academy of Pediatrics. So looking a little bit further into that lung injury, this is a CT scan of a 17-year-old boy who reported he had been vaping for a year. And if you see these white opacities in the lungs, those are not supposed to be there. So you can kind of see some of the damage that it has already done after a year just because of that addiction and using it frequently, and how his lungs may never recover from that. And you can also be exposed to a lot of different illnesses just by sharing it with friends or even just by that hand-to-mouth contact with yourself. And this is especially prevalent right now with corona, just because we know that is a very contagious illness that can be spread easily if you're exposed to it. And according to the Stanford Medicine Center, those who vape are 5 to 7 times more likely to be infected with corona because it is a respiratory illness. And as we've seen, there's a lot of lung damages that come with that. So 5 to times more likely just if you're vaping, it makes a big difference. And also according to the Public Health of Ontario, corona can stay on surfaces for several hours. So if it's been passed around to several people and corona has been exposed to that mouthpiece, it can be exposing a lot of people to it that wouldn't have been originally exposed, because after several hours, if you're in a different place, different time. So now you may have a better understanding of the background and history of vaping, its rise in popularity, and some of those associated health risks that come with it. And we talked about the connection of vaping and some other illnesses, such as corona. So before you accept that offer at a party, think about the lung CT scan and think about those growing statistics and all of the associated health risks that come with it. And I hope you learned something today. Thank you very much.